So there's a lot happening in the world right now. You don't need me to tell you that. And for so many people, it feels like the ground is shifting underneath them, right? There's uncertainty, there's disruption, and a sense that the future is being reshaped in ways we can't quite see yet. And it's exhausting, not just because of the events themselves, but because of the way they land inside of us, the way they stir up emotions we can't always name, where things in our life may be changing as well, and our dreams may be firing up in new directions, or old desires may be falling away while new life desires are awakening. Because, for better or worse, what's happening in the outer world at any given point always has an echo in the inner world as well. Right? That's not to say any chaos outside is of our own making, and it's also not to say that, oh, if we just fix ourselves, the world outside will suddenly settle down. Right? But it is to say that transformation is a pattern, a deeper fundamental archetype. And when that archetype of transformation hits, it tends to happen on every level, both inside and outside, both at the individual level and the collective level. Right? So when the world undergoes massive shifts, it doesn't just happen on a global scale. We feel it within ourselves as well, deep inside our bones. And that's not always a bad thing. Because if something in you is shifting, if something in you is unsettled, that doesn't mean something is wrong. It might mean something new is forming and trying to come up out of you as well. There's a school of thought that says, we have arrived at this point collectively as a society, partly as a result of being in, let's just call it a long stretch of not looking deeply enough inwardly, right? Not reflecting on the long-term consequences of the choices being made, but from the point of view of within us, right? Not just the cause and effect of the outer world, but from deep patterns of emotional, even wounding across generations within us, right? So there's a school of thought that says that's part of how we got here. All of which is to say, at a moment like this in our history then, if one were to go into deep reflection, right, it is not actually a form of disengagement. It is actually, from a manner of speaking, one of the key elements of our collective and individual lives that has been missing. Right? And so one question coming up for me a lot in my work with my advisees is about seeing what this moment may be awakening in you. Right? What in your life feels like it's on the verge of a major shift and transformation? What parts of your deep inner self, your board members, are coming forward and presenting themselves for processing? Right? And what old desires and ambitions are now starting to fall away? And what new desires and ambitions are rising up to take their place? Because just as the world is being reshaped by the forces of transformation, so perhaps are you. Now, this is something I've been working on deeply in my one-on-one advising work with my advisees. Not just processing change, but trying to understand what exactly it's revealing at an archetypal pattern level, right, within us, right? How these moments of upheaval can also be points of deep insight and positive transformation if we know how to listen. So if you feel like something is shifting in you, if this moment is stirring something bigger, but you don't have the words for it yet, if your dreams are firing up, if parts of your life are starting to go into major transformation and change, I do have a number of slots opening up for one-on-one advising where we can work on this inner reflection and planning together to chart out the next chapter of the journey and the work of art that is your life. So as usual, no pressure either way, but you can just email me as you feel so moved. And as these things tend to go, right, if this is the right moment for you, you're just going to know.